And there is two reasons why I never wanted to get a filament 3 printer. The first one, the horrible lines. The second one is that you have to assemble the printer. And the ones that I saw a long time ago when I started 3D printing, it looked like a nightmare. So I want to talk about why I choose this 3D printer that is not the newest that the Lego has and share my experience. So let's start. So if you're a subscriber, thank you. If not, what are you waiting for? Please subscribe. But if you have been around, you know that my knowledge is more about resin 3D printers. These printers are amazing, and this is my very first filament 3D printer. And why did I choose this printer? One, because I wanted to create something huge. Because to be honest, even if I work all the time with a resin 3D printer, you can only make tiny things. You can cut your models and assemble later after hours and hours of printing tiny pieces and putting them together. And that's a lot of time that I don't have. It has its benefits, but it's not what I wanted. In this printer, I've seen people completely creating helmet, full armors. To be honest, one of the projects that I want to do is create a giant Vegeta or Goku and a Mewtwo, and I have many ideas. For sure, I need to get probably do some overtime to get so many filaments, but that's one of the reasons why I wanted this printer, even if it's not the newest. So this printer has three versions. Has the regular Neptune, the Neptune 3 Pro, and the Neptune 3 Max. That sounds like the iPhones. Well, the important thing is that right now you can get the fourth generation, Neptune 4 Max. And I'm pretty sure this year they're going to come out with the Neptune 5 Max. So what is the difference? Maybe I'll talk about it in another video. But I saw many reviews and a lot of people were saying that they didn't have the same experience with the Neptune 4 Max. That it wasn't the same, it has some defects. Right now I'm seeing positive reviews, but of course when I was doing my research, a lot of people were saying just stay with the 3. So that's why I got the 3, and so far I'm not really that disappointed. Stay until the end because two things happened. One even ruined my printer. Yes, it destroyed my printer. But I will talk a little bit about that at the end. Now, how easy it was to assemble, because it has been always in my mind that it was hard to do that. And to be honest, I apologize because I had a really good footage of me building and explaining this printer. I've been looking on all my SD cards. I cannot find that footage. Don't know what happened. But it was really easy. I was surprised. To me, it was like divided in 3 main parts, and then you just have to put accessories around it. And I'm gonna say this a few times probably through the video because it didn't come exactly like when you buy a new one, and I want to share that just because in case you don't buy a new one, or if you buy a new one. And what I'm talking about is that I saw that this 3D printer was not only on sale on Black Friday, but also they had a used one that it was even $100 less. Not, to be honest, this printer, if I remember, I paid like $249, which I think was a good deal. I hate to buy used things when they had mechanical parts because they can wear off, and use anything that is moving. If you can get something new, it will last you longer. But have you seen the economy right now? So I had to get this one. And with the leftovers, I got a few filaments. I didn't choose the color, but also they were cheap. And I want to say that because I was impressed of the quality, even if it was really cheap. But continuing with the assembly, it is really nice packaging this huge box. I'm going to show you the difference between the huge box that I thought it was my resin 3D printer that I have, my Saturn 4 Ultra. This one is even bigger. And when I took off the bed that is already assembled, that's one of the parts, it moved on me. And I was a little scared not to break something. If you buy a new one, it shouldn't move. It has these plastic blocks that prevent the bed from moving. And that's important because if you want to print after you install everything, you have to remove that. And then the only thing you have to put is the kind of a frame that it holds the head, and actually already was installed the head. And then you just have to put this kind of bar, these supports that mine was damaged and bought as it is. Thinking that that could create me issues at the time of printing, but I printed, so it didn't really give me any issues. I will recommend these tubes to start installing from the bottom. then on top, because it's going to be like a pressure that you have to apply. It's amazing. It has a really great manual that it just shows step by step. It comes with all the tools. Usually comes with a kind of USB drive that has a SD card, because this printer works with an SD card. Now that I have assembled everything, it was actually really easy just to move around. It wasn't that heavy. I didn't even know when I bought it where I was gonna put it because it's huge. I was thinking just on the floor. But I was able to get a table and put it stable in a place. It took me like 15 minutes to put this printer together. So it was really, really easy to do it. So now when you level your printers, this is an kind of auto leveling printer, but you kind of want to help it out a little bit. Now when you put everything together, you put this kind of pad it's kind of cool, and it has a base that you have to also assemble that, and it has a really strong magnet, and everything you do through that pad. So on the screen, if you go to level, so you just press manual, and it will show you 6 points. So basically the printer is divided in 63 points, and you just have to help them on 6 points. So basically on the pad, you just choose manual, and then it will show you the 6 point. The first one is going to be in the middle. Well, I like to choose that because the head is already there. So you have to use that piece of paper and just slide it. If it is moving completely, that means that the nozzle is just too high from the bed. You have the ability, and something that I really love about this printer is that even if you are printing, if you notice that it's not printed correctly, you can just move the nozzle down or up until the paper still be able to move. You kind of feel that friction. If it is completely stuck, that means that it's too close and it's gonna push the material, and that's something that happened to me and can destroy your printer. And if it is too high, you will be able to see that it doesn't cover everything. You have tiny lines. One of the things to know also when you're printing, if your nozzle is not in the right position, is that it will push some of the material, and you will have kind of bumps. That's a really good way to know. So if you can move the paper, but it has some friction, that's the good thing. So you have to do now, go through all the 6 points. I will recommend to go even twice. In the center, you just move the nozzle, but on the side, if you want to adjust, you have to move kind of screws that they have on the side, on the bottom, the plate, and you just adjust them slowly, and you will feel how much is the gap. But it looks like when you're adjusting one, even if it is perfect, because you are adjusting everything else, it will kind of unbalance the other ones. I wouldn't be really picky because I think that you could be forever balancing everything, but just to double check that are kind of close. And after that, you're kind of done leveling. So I just got my model, I sliced it. I have to say that the program that I use is Litchi. This program I use all the time with my Resin printer. I did an update and I didn't know two things. One, that they, just like DaVinci Resolve, they ask for all your information. So I don't like that, but I kind of get it. And the other one is that they work with filament now. They didn't before. So now you can choose the filament. I love the user interface. It's really simple. I love just the design, but it doesn't have that much tools, or it's a little bit hard to find the setting that you want comparing to other slicers. But just to let you know, if you're familiar with others, it will be a big change if you change to Litchi, but it could be good. I took my sliced print, my G code, I put it on my printer. I'm gonna talk about that at the end also, but let's say right now, I just put it on and I start printing. I have to say that I didn't know that every time you print, it will kind of out of balance again. It will go to every single point, all the 63 points, so it will take a while. That could be good in the time that you have to wait until the bed heat up, until the nozzle heat up. That, to be honest, is really, really fast. I think it heats up all the way to the maximum, even before the machine finished leveling. But after that, it does like an outline of the piece and then start printing. So I was amazed, I was surprised. It did took, I don't know, like 10, 12 hours to create this baby Groot. and I love it. I love it. The lines are not really that big. It's not really something that it bother me. I know I can, well, in this piece, because it's wood, probably doesn't really matter. But it printed right away. I didn't have to do anything. It didn't fail. I think it was a perfect print right away from the start. And I didn't want to make it bigger. Well, I kind of wanted, but I didn't try because I didn't know how much the filament was going to last. So I did this one. The finish, I took it off. It was so easy. I love that this printer has like a metal plate. It's just so easy to take the metal plates, bend it, and then your pieces pop out. But with this one, I didn't even have to take off the plates. I just grab it, and it just completely was off the bed. And it was amazing. It was amazing. So what I did is I print another one. Now I wanted to print two axolots, and for some reason it didn't work out. And I wasn't sure what was it. I'm gonna tell you later what I think it was, but it didn't work out. So after I tried to do two of these and failed, I just put one. I say this printed in the middle correctly. So I'm just gonna do that. I'm just gonna have one in the middle and let it print. And when I wake up in the morning and I went to check, it didn't finish. No, I didn't have enough filament. Even my printer was saying, hey, you don't have filament, change it. So I was like, it didn't finish. What I'm gonna do? And I just put another one that is the color that you can see over here. And I start printing again. And I was surprised. Over here on the back, you can see this is the only thing that I printed with the green. And then when I switch it, I was able to resume the print without any issue whatsoever. So that was great. That was great. So actually I printed another one. It's for my nieces. And like I said, you can see this has the green, this has the regular, the full piece. And it's amazing that you can actually just resume the print even if you don't have enough. This is the biggest serpent that I can do with my resin printer. This is as big as I can. And this one is not even the biggest that I can. And it's huge. And this one, if I wanted to print it like this way, I can have something that is even double. So imagine how big I can make this. And we're talking about just because the bed is huge of this print. So it's amazing. It's amazing. I'm really, really excited. But not everything is good in life. No, what I'm talking about is that the two bad things that happened was that I tried another filament. Now that I printed this 3-1, I wanted to do a huge Pikachu. Use a huge one. Just the biggest that the printer can do it without me trying to slice and try to come up with different pieces. Just how big as I could. And I did it and it fell. And I did it again and it fell. I did it many things. I changed objects, I changed, and it kept failing. One time, I even have what they call the blob of death, which is what I'm talking about, that your printer will be destroyed because you get this in your nozzle. There's like a plastic thing that comes that I cannot take it off. It goes on the cube where your nozzle is. And it gets destroyed. I have to say, and I'm gonna show you on another video how I removed the first time that happened. And I was able to change, because another tip that I saw is if you want this to print faster is to use a nozzle that is 0.6. The one that comes with the printer is 0.4, and it's supposed to be really, really fast. So that happened to me once. I cleaned my, I'm gonna show it here. Yeah, it is destroyed. I'm gonna show you how I dismantle and change the head of my printer. But basically, I was able to clean it. I was able to remove, and I printed again with this one. And what happened? The same thing. No, this blob. And the problem with this one is that it went inside my fan over here, which is really important. And maybe I can save some parts of this, but I just didn't have the time. I tried to use also heat gun never do that. The plastic started melting from the casing. So that wasn't a good idea. I already have my other piece that I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna install, but completely that happened. And why this happened, why I think when I tried to print two of these didn't work. Well, there's two different things. The first one is when I removed this one, I did touch with my hands around the bed and I didn't clean it up. And the problem is that you have so much natural oil in your hands that touching around is just, it's not gonna allow the material to really glue to the bed. I've seen people that they not only clean it with alcohol, but also they use like glue sticks. Just that you have to clean every single time just because of the glue sticks, if you wanna go that route. But I think that's what happened with this print. With this other one, I tried everything. I leveled the printer many times, many times. I completely clean. I did everything that you have to do. And like I mentioned, this is my first printer. If someone else out there watching this video know more, please comment below what could have been. But something that I realized is that this roll of yellow filaments, I went online, I went to Amazon, I saw the reviews, and I saw many people that doesn't matter what they were doing, it couldn't print. It happened almost the same thing. So right now I'm thinking the problem was just the filament. One of the things that I also didn't want to get filament printer is that you have to make sure it's completely dry. To be honest, I opened it right away from the back and I start printing. And I saw many people's online that they did the same thing and they never were able to print. So I'm gonna see if I can try to do something to dry this one. For now, I'm just gonna put it somewhere and forget about it for the moment. And I'm just gonna try another filament and see if that's the problem, if I start printing again. Because right now I was only able to do these 3 prints, which still I love. And the other thing that happened to me was that I had my SD card, I put it in, and my printer was telling me that I didn't put anything, that nothing was in the slot, that I didn't put a SD card. So for sure I was freaking out, and if you want to know what I did, check this video in case that happened to you, and I'm going to show you how to solve that problem. So enjoy art, enjoy 3D printing. I'm going to start enjoying filament 3D printing. I'm probably going to do a video of what I think, which one is better, the resin or the filament, now that I have more knowledge. Enjoy art and see you next time.